I'm Adam Reilly. This is the Scrum, and today we're going to talk about political follies. I wanted to say screw-ups, maybe that's too strong, but a couple candidates for governor making some embarrassing mistakes recently, or acknowledging these embarrassing mistakes in a way that could hurt their runs for governor. Let's start with Juliette Kayyem. Peter, you have been a big Juliette Kayyem fan along the way. You've been impressed by her. What do you make of the fact that she didn't vote in some big elections?
Not good, and I just re-listened to her explanation on Boston Public Radio with Jim and Marjorie, and it's not as bad as you thought it was, but it wasn't as smooth as it could have been. She gave too much information. She should have said something like this: look, I went to Washington in a hurry.
Right, to work for the Obama administration.
I hate to say it, but things were crazy. You know, I got too tied up with my kids and the job, and I didn't think to gather the absentee ballot. She explained a little too much.
Including the fact that she had erroneously told her spokesperson that she did vote in
or that she registered to vote in D.C.
Oh, okay.
Right.
She registered to vote?
Yeah.
All right. So she gave bad info to her spokesperson, and she took ownership of it, I thought, in, I guess, a more awkward way than you thought. What do you think of this, David?
Well, I think it was sort of badly handled. I think that it's something that's troubling a little bit, and especially if it becomes part of a pattern of, you know, was she disengaged from Massachusetts politics before deciding to run for governor? That would be a real problem if more things like that show up. I don't think that's the case here, but the fact that she didn't handle it well, it makes you wonder whether she's going to handle things well as things get rougher down the line.
The style reveals a potential lack of substance.
Real quickly, could this be in part because she's been sort of a candidate on the margins who's hoping to muscle in on Martha Coakley and Steve Grossman? She hasn't been the object of attacks, hasn't had to play defense. So when this came out, she didn't know how to.
I think you're giving it too much credit. Sure, that's part of it.
Trying to think big.
No. It's just she's still a political newcomer.
Yeah. Okay. What about Jeffrey McCormick, who apparently listed as his primary residence a condominium in Portsmouth, I believe, that he purchased, maybe listing it that way for tax purposes. How bad is this for McCormick?
Well, again, this is not something that in and of itself is going to resonate with a whole lot of people. Rich people in Massachusetts buy homes in New Hampshire. You know, nothing surprising about that. Rich people who buy multiple houses do certain things for their, you know, tax purposes. Sometimes even without knowing, their finance people tell them what to do.
Yeah,
you know, it does look a little bad. And again, if it ends up playing into you know, a sort of dilettantish approach to Massachusetts politics, which could be a pattern developing when because last week, about a week ago or so, he was caught on radio not knowing who his state rep and state senator are. Right. So if you get too much like that, then he starts to look like a businessman, you know, rich guy who's playing in politics.
What do you think of the McCormick stuff?
He never said he didn't live. His voter registration never changed. He is guilty of claiming several residences as his primary residence. I mean, he's a financial sharpie. David's right. If this becomes part of a pattern, it's a problem.
Okay, but for these two candidates, neither of whom are, pardon me, shoo-ins at all. They're both kind of long shots, not disqualifying inherently.
But not good.
Not good.
Not good, you know, because neither of them can afford to alienate anyone along the way at this point. They need to have as big an audience as they can.
All right, guys. Thanks, as always, for scrumming with me. Thank you for watching The Scrum. I'm Adam Reilly. We'll see you again soon.